Good morning, everyone. I am Maureen Dinkins, and today I will be guiding you through a fundamentals class or a yoga basics class. There are some very basic postures that a yoga student should start mastering at the very beginning when they first start practicing yoga that will help keep them going on their path to yoga. Some of these postures are standing postures. If you can master some of these standing postures, then you can practice them anytime that you want to or need to. In the Ashtanga sequence, we start with standing postures, we move to seated postures, and then we do what we call closing postures, which are shoulder stand, headstand, and back bends, taking the spine and the legs in an opposite direction than they were when we were standing. So today we're going to work on some basic standing postures and a few closing postures or laying down postures. This practice is to help anyone who's a beginner know exactly what to do if they're practicing on their own. And it's also a great class for those of you who've been practicing for a long time that want to work on correcting or improving your basic postures such as triangles, warriors, side angles, balancing postures, and even just some basic standing poses. So if you're ready, let's get started. So come to the front of your mat and bring your feet together. This very first position is called Samasthiti. And in Samasthiti, a lot of people think you're just standing at the top of your mat, and essentially you are, but there is a science to it. So when you come to the front of your mat, it is your reset position. It is the beginning, it is the ending. So you want to bring your feet together so that the arches of the feet are touching. Lift your toes up and spread them wide and then plant them back down. And notice how maybe the big toes make a little V. Some people like to bring the toes together, the heels apart. The feet should be touching in some fashion. Now you want to press down through the arches of your feet. Feel the ground underneath your feet. And then draw the muscles up the legs. Draw the navel in towards the spine, slightly tuck the tailbone, lift the ribs out of the hips, and release your arms down by your sides. Now, as you lift and lengthen through here, your arms are reaching down and your shoulder blades are sliding down your back. And your chin should be about parallel to the floor, and you can either have your eyes closed or you can gently gaze down your nose. And this pose is called Samasthiti, the beginning and the ending. So let's stand in Samasthiti for a few moments to focus on the breath. As we stand here with the hands and the fingertips reaching down, let's start to inhale and exhale through the nose. Taking the longest, deepest breaths of your day. As you inhale, filling your lungs completely. As you exhale, drawing that navel in towards the spine. This is called deep breathing with sound. We breathe in and out of our practice or in and out of the postures like this. And this breath heats the body from within to help you move more easily. And just standing in Samasthiti. So when the teacher calls Samasthiti, you know exactly where to go. So we're not going to be doing full sun salutations today, but we will be doing some minor sun salutations to help warm up the legs for some of these standing postures that we'll be doing. So from Samasthiti, let's inhale, sweep the arms up, palms together, look at your thumbs, a slight back bend, and exhale, fold forward, bring the hands down to the mat and bow your head to your knees. Now just hang here for a moment. Just shake your head yes, shake your head no. You can soften your knees a little bit. Now notice in this forward fold, a lot of times when people are new at yoga, they do this type of rounding in the back. So if you can bend your knees a little, lift your head, inhale, bring your belly to your thighs. Notice how much straighter my spine is. Now over time, I'm going to work on folding from the hips, keeping my spine as straight as possible, Bringing my hands as flat as I can onto the mat and straightening the legs a little bit more. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Inhaling, half lift. Half lift is where you look forward and you reach for the earth, trying to keep your fingertips on the mat. And then exhale here in half lift, drawing the navel in towards the spine. And then inhale, come all the way up to standing, palms together, look at your thumbs, and exhale, bring your arms back to Samasthiti. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling, reach the arms up, palms together, slight arch in the back bend, look at your thumbs. Exhaling, fold forward, keeping that spine straight, bending the knees if you need to, bowing your head to your knees, hands flat on the mat if you can. Then inhale, look forward as you reach to the earth. Exhale, stay here, keep looking forward. Inhale, stand all the way up. Reach the arms up over the head, palms together, look at your thumbs. Exhale, arms back to the sides. Last one, ready? Inhale, hands up, palms together, look at your thumbs. Exhaling, folding forward, hands to the mat, head to the knees. Inhaling, look forward as you reach to the earth, spine as straight as you can. Exhale, hold here, draw your navel in towards your spine. Inhale, slowly rise, reach the arms up, palms together, look at your thumbs. And exhale, bring your arms back down to your sides in Samasthiti. Notice we didn't move the feet at all in those poses. It's a great way to warm up the hamstrings and the lower back. You can do that as many times as you want. I would suggest a minimum of 3 times to warm yourself up. The next pose we're going to work on is called triangle. In Sanskrit, it's called Trikonasana, 3-angle pose. So if you have a block or a book that you want to use to help you get a little bit more aligned in this pose, go ahead and grab it. And I'm going to show you how to use the block in triangle pose. From Samasthiti, you're going to step out. And we always try to do the right side first. It's just a Hindu tradition. All right, so you want to bring your feet about as wide as your elbows. Triangle pose is not that wide of a pose. So if you reach out with your arms, your feet should come about underneath your elbows. Now take your right foot and turn it towards the back of your mat. So it's perpendicular to your left. Take your left heel and tilt it out just a little bit. So either your heels are in line or your right heel is in line with the arch of your left foot. Inhale, extend your arms. Exhale. We're going to reach out over the right leg. And then we're going to hinge from that right hip. And the goal is to grab the big toe with the peace finger and bring the right hand up with straight legs. If you're not there yet, you can place the block on the outside or the inside of your foot. Placing the hand on the block wherever you are. It can be a little bit higher. It can be a little bit lower. Keeping the legs straight. Reach your left hand to the sky and look up. If you can, squeeze the kneecaps, lifting the quadriceps. Breathing for 1. I would recommend holding this pose for 3 to 6 breaths. Breathing for 2. And 3. Now, inhale, slowly come on up to a standing position, and we're going to do the left side. So turn your feet to the front of your mat so that right foot is tilted or pivoted in slightly. The left foot is pointing straight. Arms are extended. Reach out over that left leg. You can bring your hand to your shin if you don't have a block, or grab your big toe if you're more bendy. Straight legs, right arm reaches up, look up. Now in triangle pose, we're really opening the chest. We're not taking the arm back or over the head. We're just pulling up with the right hand as we hold on down with the left. Breathing for 1, keep those legs straight, lift your kneecaps. Breathing for 2. and 3. Inhale, press into those feet with straight legs, come up. Now we're going to do reverse or revolve triangle, which is called Pavrita Trikonasana. Turn your feet to the right side again. Now your left foot is going to be turned in even more than regular triangle, and your right foot's turned to the back of your mat. Square your shoulders over your hips. Keep that block nearby if you need to. Inhale, bring your left arm up. Exhale, bringing the left hand down. So option 1 is to use that block. Try to keep the legs straight. Plant that left hand on the block and reach the right hand up. Notice how my weight wants to move forward. Keep shifting it back towards the right leg and twist. That's option 1. A deeper version is left hand on the floor, and even deeper is left hand to the pinky toe side of the right foot. If you jump the hand to the pinky toe side, it makes it easier to twist back into the right hip, pull forward with the left, reach up to the sky and look up. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. And then we're going to inhale. Slowly come on up. Strong, straight legs. Pivot your feet to the left side. Bringing that right arm up. Shoulders over the hips. Exhale, reaching forward. Remember, you can use that block. Placing it down. Keeping straight legs. Left hand to the sky. Look up. Or go deeper. Jump the right hand to the outside of the left foot. And twist, reach to the sky, breathing for 1, breathing for 2, breathing for 3. After your third breath, inhale, rise, arms and legs extend. Exhale, step it back to, you got it, Samasthiti. Let's take a moment in Samasthiti. Press down through the feet. Lengthen up through the legs and spine and crown of your head. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Now the next pose is called side angle pose, and we're going to add in warrior 2. So this is a great pose. You can do 3 poses with the legs in the same position, and it really helps make the legs much stronger. So you can keep that block nearby if you need it. Take a wide stance. And by wide, I mean if you reach your arms out, you want your feet to come directly underneath your wrists or hands. Turn your right toes to the back of your mat and bend your right knee. This is warrior 2. In warrior 2, your arms are out, your right knee is bent. Your goal is to get this right thigh parallel to the ground. As your right toes point forward, keep the knee directly over the ankle. Try not to lean forward or back. Keep the shoulders over the hips. Tuck the tailbone, bring the belly in. Strong, straight left leg. Breathing for 1, and then look at your right hand. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Drop your right elbow onto your thigh. Reach your left arm over your head. Notice the straight line up the left side of my body. That's what you're trying to create. If this is easy for you, take the block, place it on the outside of your right foot by your pinky toe, and place your hand on the block as you sink deeper. And if this is okay, go a little bit deeper, taking that right hand all the way to the floor. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. And 3. Press into the feet. Inhale it up. Pivot your feet to the other side. Bend your left knee. Take warrior 2 on your left side as you look at your left hand. Sink those hips. Try to get that thigh parallel to the floor. Remember, keep your shoulders over the hips. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Exhale. Drop the left elbow onto the thigh. Right arm over your head. Take a block. Bring it to the outside of your left foot, or take your hand all the way down to the mat. Keeping that straight line up the side of your body. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. And 3. Inhale, come on up. Arms and legs extend. Exhale, step back to Samasthiti. So in side angle and warrior 2, there's a lot of things you can do with your arms and the torso. So we did warrior 2, side angle. You can also do reverse warrior as you sink a little bit deeper, reaching that right arm to the sky. And you can also do warrior 1, turning your body over the right leg to look up. Same thing, other side. You can do reverse warrior. You can do warrior 1. Just try to keep that thigh parallel to the floor, the bent knee, leg parallel to the floor, and the opposite leg nice and strong and straight. So those are some options you can do if you're doing your own practice at home and you don't know what to do. Go into those lunge poses. Move the arms back and forth. Really challenge your quads and open those hips. Now from Samasthiti, we're going to move into a balancing pose. One of the most basic balancing poses we do is tree pose. And you can start in many levels. So for tree pose, you can bring your right foot to the ankle, to the calf, or to the inner thigh. Wherever you are, don't place the foot on the knee. That's just going to put undue pressure on the knee, and it might get it injured or uncomfortable. So try to, once you get it close to the calf, one day try to jump it above the knee and bring the foot to the inner thigh. This is option 1. If you're a little more advanced and you would like to use your block, place your left foot on your block. Bring the right foot up into the inner thigh. If you are not good at balancing, stay on the floor and just put your right foot into your left ankle. You can bring your hands to heart center. You can bring your hands up. It's up to you. We're just going to hold here for 3. Remember, similar to Samasthiti, chin is parallel to the floor. Gaze is gently down your nose. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Good. Let's exhale. Slowly release that right foot down. And let's do the other side. So you can bring your left foot to your ankle, your calf or inner thigh. If you want to go a little bit deeper, bring that right foot onto the block. Bring your left foot up into your inner thigh. Bring your hands to heart center or reach up over your head. It's up to you. Chin is lifted, gaze down your nose. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Slowly exhale and release and return back to Samasthiti. To prepare for the next pose, let's take 3 breaths here. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Good. So we're going to work on upward facing dog and downward facing dog next. So come to the front of your mat. When you transition from a standing pose to a seated pose, from a seated pose to a standing pose, or you're linking 2 poses together, we call that a vinyasa. Vinyasa means breath with movement, and there's different types of vinyasas. The most basic or common vinyasa is a forward fold with an up dog and a down dog. And then you move to the next position. So that's what we're going to be doing right now. So coming to Samasthiti at the front of your mat, inhaling, bring your hands up, palms together, look at your thumbs. Exhaling, fold forward, bending the knees if you need to. Remember that straight spine, head to the knees. Inhaling, look forward. Plant your hands flat on the mat. Even if you need to bend your knees, they may be in front of you, they might be next to your feet. And you're going to step back to a plank position. So you may want to look in the mirror to make sure that you're in a plank position. Now this is more advanced. Shoulders over the hands and legs up. For practice purposes, we'll bring the knees down. Now you're sticking your butt up. That's why they call it chest chin. So you want to look forward and then bend at your elbows, bringing your chin down to the mat. And then you're going to slither forward, bringing your hands by your ribs, point your toes, and straighten your arms. Once your arms are as straight as you can make them, look up. And if you want to go deeper, roll those heels towards each other and lift your legs. This is upward facing dog. You can drop your knees, flip your feet, and we're going to move into downward facing dog. We're going to do this 3 times this sequence. So to come into downward facing dog, lift your butt, lift your knees, and straighten your legs. Spread your fingertips wide. Your hands should be about shoulder width apart. As you spread your fingers wide, a lot of people, I notice, like to put the weight into their wrists and their pinkies. Push the weight into your thumbs and index fingers. Then evenly distribute it between the whole palm of the hand. Tuck the chin into the chest. Your head comes between your arms. Your head is not in front of your arms. And then you're looking towards your navel. Press down through your heels and spread your feet about hip width apart. That is how downward facing dog is done. You may have a rounded back. You're working on straightening it. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Now to transition out of this pose, there's a little space as you're exhaling right before you inhale that you step your feet up between your hands. As you step that second foot into position, feet are together, you're inhaling into half lift, fingertips reach to the earth. And then we're going to exhale, just bow the head to the knees. And then from here, we're going to stand up. Inhale, slowly rise. Reach all the way up, palms together, look at your thumbs. Exhale, arms down to the sides. Good, we're going to do that 2 more times. On the third one, we're going to come through to seated and not to standing. Let's practice our up dogs and down dogs again. Inhaling, hands up, palms together, look at your thumbs. Exhaling, hands to the mat. Bow your head, folding forward, head to the knees. Inhaling, look forward. Stepping it back to plank. Knees down if you need to. Looking forward. Elbows bend in towards the body. Lower your chest and chin. Inhale. Come forward onto the tops of the feet. Lift the legs, straight arms, look up. Exhale, flipping the feet back, pressing through to down dog. You can walk your feet towards your hands a little bit. Make sure you bring your chin in towards your chest. Head comes between the arms. Arms are straight. Legs are straight if you can. If not, but you can bend your knees. Keep your spine straight so you're not rounded like this. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. And as you finish that third exhale, look forward, stepping your feet between your hands. Feet are together to prepare for Samasthiti. Inhale, look forward as you reach to the earth. Exhale, bowing your head to your knees. Inhaling, come all the way up to a standing position, palms together, look at your thumbs. Exhale, back to Samasthiti. 1 more, and then we're going to finish in a seated position. Inhaling, hands up, palms together, look at your thumbs. Exhaling, fold forward, hands to the mat, head to the knees. Inhaling, look forward. Keep looking forward as you step back to plank. Keep looking forward as you exhale, lower down to chaturanga, knees, chest, chin on the mat. Inhale, roll to the tops of your feet, upward facing dog. Exhale, flip those feet, press it back to down dog, head between the arms. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. And as you finish that third exhale, coming through to a seated position, however you get there. And the first seated position we're going to work on is just your basic forward fold. So if you need a towel or strap, you can use a towel or strap, but we're going to reach forward and grab the big toes. The goal in yoga is actually to use, or in asana practice, asanas are the postures. Yoga is the whole thing. So if you don't know what the whole thing is, just know that the asanas are just a sliver of the pie of yoga. And if you want to learn more, send me a message. All right. So here, if you don't have a strap, you can bend your knees. And notice again, just like the standing posture, my spine is straight. And I'm reaching forward to grab my big toes. If you can straighten your legs, go ahead. Using your peace fingers to grab those big toes. Inhale, head up. Exhale, pull on the toes. Try not to round the back. Try to come forward with the chest. Look at your toes. 3 breaths here. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale, grab the outsides of your feet. If you're extra bendy, interlace your fingers and wrap the hands around the bottoms of your feet. Again, inhale, lift up. It's a little bit more difficult to keep your spine straight here. Exhale, fold forward. Keep looking towards the feet as you pull your heart towards your feet. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Inhaling, head up. Exhaling, release. Now we've done a bunch of forward folds today, and we're going to work on some bridges. If you know back bend, you can do it, but today I'm only going to teach bridge poses. So we're going to straighten the legs and roll on down to the back. Bridge poses are great for back bends, to take your back in a different direction, to open your hips, and also to stretch those quadriceps. So bend your knees, spreading your feet about the width of your mat. And make sure your feet aren't making a V, they're parallel to each other. And bring your arms down by your sides. From here, you're going to press into your feet to lift your hips and interlace your fingers underneath your body. Now, if this is as far as you can go, stay here. If you can go a little bit deeper, you're going to walk your shoulder blades together. Lift your hips straight up to the sky and look up. Trying not to lift the heels. Keep those feet grounded. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. And 3. Exhale, lower down. Don't take a break. Keep those feet where they are. Take 1 breath and then inhale, lift it up again. So we have to do at least 3 back bends because we've done several forward bends. Walk the elbows in towards each other. Lift your chin, lift your chest. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. And 3. Exhale, lower down slowly. Last one. Ready? Roll those hips up. Inhale. Walk the shoulder blades together. Breathing for 1. Squeeze the butt. Breathing for 2. Lift higher. And 3. Exhale. Lower down slow. You can hug your knees into your chest after that third one. Rock from side to side. And the very last basic pose that I want to teach you today is just simply legs in the air. Now, if you can do legs in the air at any time, some poses are just great on their own. This is one of them. Bring your legs straight up to the sky. If that's hard for you, you can put a pillow underneath your butt or use your hands to give you a little lift. Point and flex, point and flex. You can switch. You can roll your feet in circles to work your ankles. And we're just going to hold here for about 6 breaths. And then hug your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. Bring your feet down to the mat and stretch your legs out long. Bring your arms down by your sides and turn your palms up as we move into Sukhasana or resting posture. Resting posture is a really great way to end the practice. You can do resting posture laying on your back. You can also do a seated posture if you want. Just find a place where you're comfortable, where your mind is quiet, and you can just completely really relax for just a few minutes. You just want to relax for 2 to 5 minutes here, letting the body melt down into the earth. And we take Sukhasana just to clear the slate before we move on for the rest of the day, to really be present in the moment before we have to tackle the day, and to prepare our minds and our bodies for what's coming, to be our best. So as you lie here or you sit in a meditative pose, take a deep inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Let's do 2 more. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And just let your body be soft. Let your mind be clear. And just rest before you move on with the rest of your day. I am going to be moving on with the rest of my day now, but you rest here for as long as you need to. May you go with peace. Namaste.